We'll get started here in a couple minutes. I wanted to call your attention to a couple of things. One, Branch 4 resources. Those of you who are assigned to Divisions November and Oscar, there is a branch breakout that takes place at the Lakehead Camp. You'll be a little bit late, but you should be getting on the road and heading that direction. Once again, those are Branch 4 resources. Additionally, in your IEP, you will find the restructured CARR task forces. If you are a single increment that has been put into one of the task forces, please reference that. Those were reconfigured so that we could get those units that are timing out at the same time in those task forces. It wasn't meant to mess with you guys, but to put you guys on the same schedule. So refer to that. Make sure you're tying in with your task force leaders. Additionally, on the sandwich board in the back of the briefing area to my right, you'll find that e-size document with the reconfiguration of the task forces. If you are interested in an electronic copy of the IEP or MAP products, utilize the QR code. You can find a copy of that on the cover of the IEPs as well as on the boards to the back of the briefing area. We'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. Branches and division soups, please find your way to the first couple of rows. There are plenty of seats down here. Those in the back, please find your way forward where you can either see one of the television monitors or the briefing area map. Find a seat. We'll get started here in a couple minutes. Good morning, everybody. This is the operational briefing for the CARR incident for Sunday, August the 12th through Monday, August 13th, 0700-0700. Please move on forward, find a seat, make sure that you can see either one of the monitors or the briefing band behind me. Once again, my name is Mike Peter. I'm the Plant Section Chief for CAL FIRE IMT 1. Please take the time to make sure your phones are muted and your radios are turned down. We'll get started with current update on conditions.
All right, good morning, everybody. Alex McGrath, Operations Sector Chief Trainee. I'll go over yesterday and last night's operations. So, organizationally organized in 5 branches, starting in branch 1. Yesterday, things went really, really well. You guys doing really good work. All through the night, mop up, reinforcement, and starting to pull some of the hose. And also going after some flare-up citizen reports and whatnot. Things are going real well down there. So that's Tango Union Victor over in Yankee. That's the focus spot for branch 1. Getting that mopped in. They're doing more reinforcement and mop up down in there and starting to look at getting some depth down and mop up. Overall, branch 1 looks really, really good. Branch 2 over in Alpha Bravo Charlie. That's looking really good. Flew that yesterday. Not a whole lot of smoke in there. You guys are doing great mop up. Continue mopping up the depth last night, and things stayed within the lines. Up in branch 3, Delta Foxtrot Hotel in India, same as the lower half, the south end. Mop up, they're gaining depth with their mop up, and things are looking real good. Starting to look at potential of pulling some hose and looking at this pressure repair up in there. Up in branch 4, or up in the top end of branch 3, and Mike, they got a few spots yesterday. They're picking everything up, really good depth down underneath it, and things are starting to cool down. There was quite a bit of heat down here in the top end. You've probably seen some of the smoke, the header stuff coming out of there. That's all interior, and that's coming out of one of the runs that made last night off the main fire. It's hitting our firing show up there, Mike, and the smoke's going straight up, and it's holding so far, so real good there. Up in November, that was, we had some slops, we had some spots up in there. So far we've caught everything. We still have a lot of concerns with those that we have and those that we may find today. But last night they were able to hold everything and get some lines around. We do have some apparatus stuck up in 85. We have a dozer. We'll be dealing with that this morning. We couldn't get it out last night. And we have an engine down in branch 5 that needs some help down there, and we couldn't get that done last night. Or branch 4, down by 46. Branch 5, real good. It's one of our focus areas. They're still burning in. Last night they made some more. They advanced a little bit on the firing shelf, so things are looking good in Papa. Hopefully they'll be able to finish that up today. Contingency line, nothing was done last night, but yesterday they got the dozer line in. Now they're doing prep with masticators. With that, that's into the operation for last yesterday.
Thanks, Chief. If I can have everybody turn to page 1 of their IP, you'll find the ICS 202 there. You'll find the management objectives and the control objectives. Please take the time during your breakout sessions to review those and review those during your tailboard sessions with your crews. Additionally, you'll find a demo list available. If you are on that list, please report at your appropriate time. Weather.
Okay, good morning. Ryan Wilburn, incident meteorologist. So for all of our southern divisions today, down low here, we had the smoke kind of come down over us last night with some northerly winds, but for your work assignments today, we should have favorable southwesterly flow. Heading up on the northern area, if anybody's in staging or ends up getting up in that country, just realize Haynes 4 this afternoon, so some moderate instability if that thing kind of wants to get up and move. The winds aloft remain southwesterly, so think about that for adverse to your containment lines. As you roll into your nighttime operations, the winds are going to kind of want to come around and go northerly, especially in the lake country here, the I-5 corridor. So for you guys who are working in Papa, just realize that you're going to have those nighttime northerly drainage winds that'll kind of bring the smoke back down this way. We do have 2 portable weather stations out there, one near the Shasta Dam, one up here on Dog Mountain. Those are available, line of sight on your radio, so you can bring those up and get weather every 15 minutes from that. Thanks and have a safe day.
Good morning, Don Versailles Fire Behavior. Same show as yesterday morning. This is a fire sprinkler. This is not an effective means of mop-up. Proper mop-up involves a tool and water. And the reason that I'm talking to you about this in fire behavior is that the heat per unit area of these timber fuels requires a very good thorough mop-up, or else we're going to possibly have roll out across the line and so on. So let's talk about what's in store for you today. Throughout the entire fire area, there's green slopes, there's green islands. These areas could come back to life with varying influences such as wind and so on. So keep alert to those. There's large ash pits in here that are going to require really good mop-up. There's torching opportunities with these green islands. So particularly in branch 1, 2, and 3, anticipate creeping, smoldering behavior within those areas. Right up here at the top of Shoemaker Volley, we do have some heat signatures right in here that are going to require a little bit of work on this. As we get over here onto branch 4 and 5, this is what to anticipate today. We're going to switch over to primarily a fuels and topography driven fire. So what that means to you with this smoke shading is that this fire is going to stay mostly on the surface, and it's going to creep around and it's going to snake around and it's going to find these what we call fuel jackpots or piles of material or slash, or it may find a steeper drainage and it's going to stick its head up and it's going to maybe transition into the crowns, maybe get some torching, and it's going to challenge this line up to the north up here. We have really good depth, so I'm not terribly worried about it, but as you see on page 4 of your IAP, that the numbers have come down just a little bit because of this smoke shading in here. So no particular dominant direction for the wind today. They're going to be very topography driven and requiring that surface fuel to get into a jackpot transition. So fire environment, your safety message for today. Fire environment is conditions, influences, and forces that change fire behavior. Be alert to the fire environment where you're working, but also where you could be working. Make it a safe day.
Good morning, Paul Carlos, Resource Leader, Team 1 with Branch Division roll call. So please stand as I call out your name so everybody can see you. Branch 1, Lubis. Division Tango, Fowler. Division Yankee, Swinson. Branch 2, Darnell. Division Alpha, Harrison. Division Bravo, McCoon. Branch 3, Ward. Division Delta, Montijo. Baker Trainee. Division Hotel and Mike will be Jim Fitzgerald. All of Branch 4 resource will be briefed at the Lakehead Camp. Branch 5, Lauderdale. Division Papa, McDonald. Suppression Repair, Rowe. And Anderson Staging, Bidwell. Thank you.
Good morning, Tony Brown, Incident Management Team 1, day operations. Got a chance to fly this yesterday. Biggest part of the fire is the first time we got to fly the whole fire because it's looking that good. Clean air. I have to say I'm impressed. You guys went in there and kicked butt. That's a very difficult country, a lot of line everywhere. You guys went in there and knocked it out. You have my respect. Thank you, and I hope we keep that up for the rest of the fire. So moving to branch 1, looking really good. Full mop up. We're starting to pull some hose lays out that aren't being used. Get it back hauled in. We're looking really good. Keep pushing in and getting those hot spots out. Moving into branch 2, same thing. There's down at the bottom of the Alpha, there's in that creek bed, there's a lot of mop up down there. It's a dirty burn. They're knocking it out. Keep securing the line all the way around. We had a little bit of an island burning out above 18 yesterday, all interior. Moving into branch 3, do the same thing. We're going to keep that hose laying there in a little while to make sure everything's out. It's a good timber module. There's some dozer piles in there. Just continue to knock those things out and get it cleaned up. Branch 4, same thing. They made a big run up here yesterday. 2 established columns that burned out a lot of land. We only had several spots. We only had one spot come out of that run yesterday near drop point 85. But we need to get out there and grid all that area. Just before dark, that column collapsed and went over the top of the line, but we have not picked any spots up yet as of last night. But I'm not saying there's not anything out there, because I'm pretty sure there is. The slop over that occurred yesterday up there above drop point 33, steep country. Lots of stuff coming down, rolling out. That's been our biggest issue. When you use a trench, an excavator to put a trench in and it jumps the trench, that's steep country. So we got to get there and make sure we box that in at the bottom of it. All the line we have some pretty decent depth, but it's not saying it's not going to make a big run and push out of there at some point. Down at the bottom, Oscar, we have a stuck into we're going to be recovering today. And down there on the bottom next to the creek was a dirty burn, so we need to clean that up a little bit more. We got plans to come in there, run a firing plan and do this whole bottom section here. We're going to do it slow. It's going to take some time, but I don't want to put any head fire anywhere, so you're going to see some operation down there. Pop up, continue the firing operation down at the bottom. Patience is the key on this one. It's really shifty winds. We don't want to put any unnecessary fire. We'll get that cleaned up when we can. When you see islands out there near the line, we need to go in there and cut those islands out. We don't want them flaring up, throwing sparks anywhere at an inopportune time. We're doing good. We're turning the corner on it. So one last thing. Today is, we declared it Hug Your Safety Officer Day. So if you see one, give them a hug. Thank you.
Good morning, Thomas Smith, Air Support. Yesterday we had a lot of success flying with the clean air. We really helped you guys on the ground button up the south end. A lot of work on this north end. For fixed wing, we'll order it as needed today. We'll have 9 water dropping aircraft, 5 heavies, 4 mediums available for you guys. Infrastructure wise, we have shut down Ono Mobile Retardant Plant, We still have the 2 helibases on each side of the fire and Trinity mobile retardant plant. For hoist, we have 841 24-hour hoist and 1 state ship. And additionally, for air to ground, monitor it, be effective and efficient on it, and order your aircraft appropriately through your chain of command. Thank you.
Good morning, Bronco Carter, Safety Officer for Team 1. I like hugs. All right, my shop like hugs, so we'll do that. Yesterday, we get up here every day and we kind of talk about, what hazards you're going to be faced with through this next operational period, right? So yesterday, instead of me just telling you what you're going to be faced with, I asked a question. For those that were here yesterday, bear with me. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, and whoever gets this question correct, I got something for you. I got a nice prize for you. All right, so what's the number 1 hazard you're going to be faced with today during this operational period? Who said that? Who's over here? What? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Where you at? Right there? There you go. All right. All right, so for today's operational period, you're going to have 7 safety officers assigned to the incident. 2 of those will be a 12-hour resource. We're going to have 1 dedicated to Division Papa. We're going to move Branch 5 down to cover Branch 1 to make sure that we have 24-hour coverage down in Branch 1. The resources working between drop point 34 and 32, you'll still use a NIST TAC 5 for your communications. Up in this northern part of the area and around the southern part of the area, snags are going to be a huge issue out there for you today. So make sure you're being mindful about the snags, identifying those snags and making them known. Fatigue is going to be a big contributing factor to your driving situation out there, right? So make sure you're not complacent. Make sure your folks are getting the appropriate rest. Make sure that you have the proper tools that you need to be successful. Meaning you have all your appliances, you have all your chalk blocks, whatever it is that you need to be successful, make sure you have those components. You guys have a safe shift.
Hi, good morning. Race Wycliffe, Medical Unit Leader. Your 206 is going to be on page 41 today. Still have the 9 line on there. If you do come across a medical, make sure you use that. You guys have been doing a great job. Line assignments today, we have multiple medics and EMTs throughout most of the divisions. We have 1 24-hour REMS team in Division November and 1 12-hour REMS team in Delta Foxtrot today. Medic 8 will continue to be staged at Lewiston Marina. Medic 115 will be at Lakehead, and Medic 145 will be at Drop Point 55. We still have MERT and Expediters here at Anderson Camp for your medical needs, and down at Red Bluff, we have Frontline Medical. Thank you. Have a safe day.
Good morning, Greg White, Team 1 Logistics. Comms want me to let you guys know there's no changes to the comp plan since the last couple shifts. So today's fun fact comes out of food. So we've handed out over 86,000 sack lunches during this incident. 3,000 calories per lunch, all you calorie counters. That's 260 million calories, so just so you guys know that. Supplies, in all seriousness, out on the line we have a lot of equipment out there, so if you can, take a look out there, look for pumps, tanks, hose lays that are out there, things that we might be able to grab and start pulling out. We want hose that's burned up, couplings that are melted, anything out there, we want to pick that stuff up. If you find it, let us know, we'll get somebody out there and pick it up for you. Also, line orders. Anything you guys need out there, plan early, get your line orders in early so we can get our drivers out and get them back in here at a timely manner. Have a safe shift, let us know what you need.
Hey, top of the morning to you. Jason Shelton, Public Information Officer Trainee. You open up your IAPs to page 50. I got some updated numbers for you. So we are at 191,211 acres, 59% containment. And there are a total of 4,641 superheroes working on this fire. One of the things that safety talked about, we've been talking a lot about is fatigue. And one of the things that they said about fatigue is that you can tell someone's a little tired because they snap at people when they do stuff like that, and that's typical. But I think what we found in the Public Information Officer trailer, we found some signs of some real fatigue on this fire. And so we just wanted to point a few of these things out to let you know you may be tired if. So if you showed up and you got out of your rig and you were the only one that didn't have PPE, there's probably a good chance that you're sleepy. If you got out of your rig and you went to grab the hose, and you were standing there like this, you probably need to go take a nap. If it's been 4 days and you're the only one that the flies seem to want to be around, there's a chance you need a bath and you're sleepy. I just don't, this is a, I don't understand this one. This is the one that just, we don't understand how this even ended up in the lost and found, ladies and gentlemen. This is a chalk block for an F-18. I don't know how you ran this over and didn't know. I mean, I've been in the fire service for 18 years and I never ran over, especially, this is at a 90-degree angle. How did you run this over and just kept going? That just don't make sense. There is a whole rig that's out of service right now, and we don't know what's, so, and then, I mean, your wife's been calling you, your wife been calling you. You don't miss her, you don't, today's my 23-year anniversary, me and my wife, but I got my cell phone, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on. GPS, we got a GPS. Some of you don't even know where you're going. And I'm getting lost up here, and I got a GPS. This belongs to somebody personal because your wife been texting, where are you, where are you, where are you? And I feel bad, and I want to answer her. I do. So if you don't come get this, I'm telling her you're really not here. This is the oldest trick. You can't leave your device and blame it on us. We're not going to go for that. So just vitamin E, who don't have, come on now. You wonder why your skin is itching and stuff? It's because you're not taking your vitamins. And you guys, we got to step our game up. We got coffee cups and some of y'all, this is the problem. This is the reason why some of y'all irritated right now, because of this. It's just something's a real simple fix. So just do us a favor, 2 things. 1, get some rest, and 2, come and get your stuff. Your whole rig is out of service. Like, how do you're the only one that can't go to work today. So like it's obvious it's you. So we love you guys. Take care. Have a safe day.
Well, PIO cleans up the swap meet. A couple of announcements. Finance message will be found on page 45. Please make sure that you're turning in your shift tickets and your water use reports. This is the cost apportionment fire. Please check in with cost apportionment and download with them on the return of your shift for branch directors and divisions. There's a cooperators meeting today at 1000 hours in the Shasta Hall. Demo message is on page 51. Please follow those instructions. There's a demo list available electronically. Check the QR code as well as posted in the back of the briefing area. If you are a trainee, please refer to page 52. Make sure you're checking in with the training tech spec located in the Fasaro Hall. Again, make sure that you're downloading or taking roll call at your divisional breakouts and downloading that information with deputy ops prior to leaving the base for those divs and groups and branch directors. There's an ARC message on page 54 of your plan. And final comments from our Unified Commanders.
I should have just kept walking after the guy who just got done. Just a couple of things. I think the first day I was here, I asked you all to be better than you were the day before. And you did that on the first day, and you've done that every day since that talk. And I'm personally grateful for that. It's great to see a little bit of humor today, folks being able to laugh, and a lot of that has to do with all that work you've all accomplished. At the same time, there's a ton of work left to be done out there. I'd ask you to maintain your vigilance and your focus. The one thing today, I talked about it just briefly at the planning meeting last night, was snags. As you continue to gain depth, to work hard in country that has had fire in it for several days, a couple weeks, snags. Be extra vigilant today. Give an extra look. Look up. Look at the roots. There's nobody out here that's looking at me right now that is immune from getting hit by a snag. So I ask today, as you do your work, taking advantages to gain more success, to pay attention to that. Chief.
Good morning, Brett Levet, Incident Commander, IMT-1. Again, this is day 21 of the incident, and you guys are winning. Okay, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago, that pretty soon you're going to start winning, and you are. And so I greatly appreciate that. I'm going to ask 3 things of you this morning, and I know we're always asking of you, but this is that point of the incident where I need you all to slow down, stop, and be real deliberate in your actions. Please look out for your troops. This is the time to take a breath. Okay, do good tailgate safety sessions with your folks out there. Make sure they're getting their rest. They're getting swapped out, all those things. You know, we're working hard to get you R&R while you're here. And just be real deliberate in all your actions, because one bad mistake can wipe out a whole lot of good work that we've seen over the last 21 days. So please take care of your folks, number one. Number two, the relationships. Okay, you heard everybody talk about being grouchy and tired and all those things. This is a bad time of the incident after all this great work that you've all done to start ruining any relationships. And that means amongst you, the fire community, as well as the community out there that we're serving. So please take some time, talk to your folks about all that, and let's rejuvenate ourselves and finish this thing strong without messing any of those relationships up. And finally, you have one hell of an investment in this fire. The last 21 days, you guys have given your blood, sweat, and tears to put this thing where it's at. And so, again, be diligent. Let's hold this thing down. One little thing can get this thing up and running on us again. So just be really deliberate in what you do today. Go out there, take care of the troops. Let's just look out for each other, and let's finish this thing off strong. I greatly appreciate everything you've all done for us, and have a safe shift.
Thank you, Chiefs. Once again, breakout sessions are posted at the back of the briefing area. Please report to those breakout areas promptly. Once again, unassigned resources to my right, your left. Please report there if you don't find yourself on plan. Thank you.